this is drugs. I think our dad is a drug dealer. My sister's face froze, and she was shocked by what I just shared with her. At the time, she believed everything I shared with her. That the simple green liquid package was drugs, and that our dad was a secret drug dealer. However, a couple minutes later, I could no longer hold a straight face, and I busted out laughing. So just to clarify, those were not drugs that I found in my parents' car. And my dad is not a drug dealer, it was only a prank. So these are just some of my favorite memories that I share with my sister while we were growing up. We were just kids back then, and today my sister has grown up to be a beautiful, kind, intelligent, generous, and loving bride. And Nancy, we share a lot of silly stories together, but the ones that are most near to my heart are the times of trials where your selfless, generous, kind, and loving soul displayed action of how much you loved our family. Nancy, I love you, and thank you for being the most loving and giving sister in the world. Benson and Nancy, I wish you both a life filled with fun, joyful, and loving memories together. You two are people full of integrity, generosity, kindness, and you always put others before yourself. You two are perfect for each other, and I'm so glad that you have found each other. Here's a toast to the happy bride and groom. May your life be long and happy, your cares and sorrow few, and may your love for each other never stop growing, faithful, fond, and true. And over all these virtues put on love, which binds them all perfect together in unity. My sister's face froze, and she was shocked by what I just shared with her.
Everyone!
And Nancy drew this with just like pencil, essentially, yeah. But I probably have over 10 of those in some form or another. Either full-on portraits like this one, or silhouettes of us as super babes flying in the sky, or just my back view in biology class. But you know, despite Nancy's many, many talents, she is truly someone who is so humble and always willing to help those around her. And I'm sure if you guys went to school with her, you probably had her proofread your essays before, and actually I was quite scared tonight because I wasn't able to have Nancy read the speech. If it was for someone else's wedding, she probably would have. But what really sets Nancy aside is that she has such a large heart, and I mean, she's one of the most genuine people. She genuinely cares for all those around her, and is always a great listener, never fails to give people her undivided attention. And throughout our 15 years of friendship, we've been through a lot of changes and challenges, and every time I've been able to count on that conversation I have with Nancy where she totally understands me and offers me advice that puts everything back into perspective and guides me in the right direction. And of course, although Nancy is truly mature beyond our years, she is so fun and so spontaneous, as I'm sure you've also witnessed some of Nancy's famous sudden outbursts of laughter and screams. And my happy times have always been happier because of her. Throughout college, although she was at Stanford and I was in San Diego, we were sure to keep in touch, so we met up every spring break, Thanksgiving, Christmas, where we can. And I don't think there was ever one year where we missed each other's birthdays. We've been there to see each other through so many milestones in our lives, and in fact, we are even getting married in this very same year together. So throughout my 10-year relationship with my fiance, Nancy has always been our self-proclaimed #1 fan. And it was almost scary at one point because she told me that she had a picture of us up on her bedroom wall to show how much she loved us. And of course, during all these years, I'd always wondered, you know, when is Nancy going to be able to find someone so that I can become their #1 fan? But of course it's hard, it's a huge hurdle because first, you know, the man would have to be at Nancy's intelligence level, and really be a good enough man to deserve someone who's a treasure like Nancy. And so I still remember it was about 2.5 years ago now when Nan first told me she had something to tell me over the phone. And when I heard the story of this guy named Benson, who was a friend of a friend and supposedly also met back, X years ago in New York, I was excited, but also kind of doubtful as well. I mean, it couldn't be that easy that you can just meet the one like this. But as Nancy told me more, that he had been writing her long, detailed emails every night, despite how late he got off work, and that he was a guy who set detailed New Year's resolutions that he would share out with his friends and have mid-year check-ins, and that during their first Valentine's Day together, he actually gave her chili peppers because he wanted to be original and different. I thought, it all made sense to me. The guy was smart, but more importantly, he was extremely thoughtful and 100% dedicated to Nancy. And when I met Benson for the very first time, seeing the two of them interact together only further confirmed that they are truly a perfect match. It was obvious that they absolutely adored each other as they quietly held hands under the dinner table, as I think they're doing right now. And, they shared the same sense of humor as well as they laughed at some of Benson's comments that, to be honest, my fiance and I didn't quite understand. Benson was able to bring out a side of Nancy that I had never seen before, and it was clear that Nancy was his #1 priority, and I've never seen Nancy happier. So today, I'm so happy that my super babe has found her Superman, Super Ben Man. And in fact, I think I have a visual of the super couple. And guys, I am forever your #1 fan. Benson, I hope you realize that what you have here is not only a super babe, but a super woman, a super wife, a super best friend, and in the future, a super mom too, I'm sure. You're one lucky man. Guys, I wish you guys nothing but the very best. A lifetime of happiness, health, laughter, one incredible epic relationship, and many spontaneous adventures. We all love you so much and are so excited for your future together. Let's raise our glasses and cheers to the amazing super couple.
Looking back at some of my fondest memories, I recall our regular runs in Central Park. I don't know if Benson actually always preferred running, but like clockwork, he'd always make time for me to do a quick 4-mile run or some high-intensity interval sprints. At times, and during the more extreme temperatures, or leaping over what seemed like countless pools of water from the previous night's rainfall. Another fond memory, as was mentioned earlier, would be sharing goals and projects. Benson would invite a few of us around New Year to share his goals and projects. This was a great way for us all to stay on track. As if seeing how hard he pushed himself to succeed wasn't impressive enough, he always had a keen sense for helping others in very pragmatic and efficient ways, sometimes going to great lengths to help others succeed. Whether it was the numerous occasions he let tired commuters such as myself crash on his couch, or manually transporting one of his desktop computers to a friend's apartment across town during rush hour, or letting people cook at his apartment, or even hosting a church small group during prime times on the weekend, just with our runs, it was soon clear to me that Benson was willing to go the distance to help out. I think he knows this by now, but I even cut sugar from the majority of my diet after a discussion with him on health. He's not good. Needless to say, so when Benson first told me he was dating Nancy, I was not only happy for them, but intrigued to see who could have managed to capture his affection so well. I first met Nancy at a French bistro located in Midtown Manhattan. Benson had invited a group of his guy friends to hang out at what was still among their first dates. As I recall Nancy fitting in well, it wouldn't be a little later until that summer that I'd really get to know her better. Soon enough, Benson, Nancy, and I did a race together in what I would consider a very hot day in Central Park. I was surprised and excited as I recall noting about both how cool it was that Nancy would participate in these types of activities and how impressive it is that she could participate in these activities. As most of the friends of my, safe select few could not. So all in all, over the past year, I've had the chance to see Benson and Nancy care for each other, from the small things to the big things, whether it's Benson's dressing up, or Nancy helping him clean, or watching each other's favorite TV shows such as American Dad or The Bachelorette together, or seeing them both travel the distance to see each other despite their own already packed schedules. These two are a real inspiration to me, and so in closing, Betsy and Nancy, I wish you guys the both a toast to you. Thank you.
Park, who unfortunately couldn't make it today because of work reasons. So basically, it was that night around 7 o'clock. I've been telling them how there was this great girl, Nancy, I had just met. She's been running into a lot, kind of with over email and Facebook. And they kept me in the room. They forced me to dial the phone and forced me to say something to her. So finally, I did it. So I'm really grateful to them for forcing me to do it. And the other is my friend and Nancy's friend Chaitin. I mean, one reason why I even considered that I had a shot with Nancy was we met one time back in 2007, and then we didn't talk for a long time. But in between, Chaitin would tell me, hey, you know, this Nancy girl, she seems perfect for you. She's just like you in a number of different ways. You really should try to at least date her or make something work out. So really, cheers to both of them, Chaitin and Susan.
This will be pretty short and brief, but I just want to thank all of you guys. We mentioned some places that you've traveled from, Taiwan, a lot from the East Coast, Texas, Atlanta, a lot from Northern California, and some in just our own neighborhood. So thank you for that. When me and Benson were first engaged, we actually weren't sure whether or not we would have a wedding. So we actually went through a pretty long deliberation process, weighing the pros and cons. And ultimately, there were two key reasons why we wanted to have one. The first is more on Benson's side, but he thought this would be a great project for us to work on together, for us to really learn from each other and compromise. So if it was up to him, this would not all be here, it would be balloons and board games, and probably a trampoline outside. Second thing I learned is that in this process, one thing we are compatible in is we both have really similar song tastes. So the songs that we picked out today, there wasn't too much of a battle there. And then the second key reason why we wanted to have a wedding is it would be a chance for us to celebrate all of you guys. Because I know you guys have all been important in different aspects of our lives. So to all of, a lot of Benson's guests, many who I have met, but some who I haven't, thank you for shaping him into who he is today. And then for my own guests or people that I grew up with, thank you, because you really also shaped a significant part of my life. And you guys, all being here today, that represents to us how influential you will be to us as a couple, and also to our own future. So thank you to all of you guys. Hope you have fun tonight, and no more long speeches from either of us. So cheers to you guys. Thank you.
Had no chance, yet here we are, hand in hand, each moment spent. Time won't relent. We're writing words in the sand, and all keep be long, and we'll keep strong. Just hold on. Time will
There you go.